If you bring it up, I swear to God, I will end you. I will end you.
Are you worried that it's a defamatory statement against you?
Welcome to the Pop
Culture Soda Podcast. Two tired boys here.
It's episode 10, season finale. Yeah, we did it.
We're getting there. We're both tired, but for different reasons.
Yes.
Mine is I woke up very early for work and I stayed up too late the night before building Lego sets.
What are you talking about? I am perfectly well, and I am alert and an active member of society.
Who did not just wake up an hour and a half ago?
A slander and libel. I'll have you sued. How dare you?
Yeah, this is all hearsay. It's all conjecture. Anyway, we're back for this episode 10, season 1 finale, I believe.
Yeah.
We've got a classic drink, or at least a brand that I remember from my childhood. We've got IBC Black Cherry. I'm very familiar with the IBC root beer, but IBC Black Cherry is just a neat one that I haven't drank too many times. Pretty basic bottle. They actually, a couple years ago, like sometime in the last 5 years, they downgraded the bottles. They used to have glass bottles with the name molded in and everything was printed on. Now it's just generic see-through clear glass twist-off bottle with a sticker on it.
It's not a good sticker either.
No.
It's mine is.
Yeah, there's a lot of wrinkles in this. They did not put it on smooth at all.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
I mean, it's good if you want to peel off the sticker. It gives you a little starting point.
Yeah. If you want to do it.
I might try to.
Nice. Got some good peeling there. Good peeling there. I'm going to leave mine on for now because it adds a tiny bit of texture to the bottle. To hold
mine has even more texture. It's
yeah.
Adhesive.
Yep. Let me start on mine.
Right.
Oh, it's sticking to his hand.
Yeah.
Wow, you know what? You know what I just spent 4 hours doing at work today?
What?
This, but on product that had to be price changed.
Oh, man.
So, yeah, let me get this up. I am well versed in removing stickers. Yeah, removing stickers now.
Well, now we can't comment on the look. We've just removed.
Nope.
Well, actually, mine's still.
Yeah.
Well
there's not a whole lot to say. There's a old timey looking logo that says IBC with Black Cherry and
since 1919 it claims.
Yeah, so it's a year away from its centennial here. It also proudly declares cane sugar on the front. This is a cane sugar sweetened soda. I'm just taking a look at the back. I believe that's the only sweetener they added. There is natural and artificial flavoring in there. Bottle cap is also it's simple. It's just a deep purple with the letters IBC and the words Black Cherry in a simple serif font.
Now about the bottle cap, I appreciate this. It says twist off.
Oh yeah, it not only says twist off, but it has two little arrows signifying which way you should twist off this bottle cap. So let's get into it here. There we go. Nice little mist. Not much for aroma, but I don't know if that's just me.
I'm congested. I can't smell, so I will defer to you.
Oh, I've got a little something. There's a little bit of cherry in there.
I do not think I'm sick, though, so I think my taste is not compromised.
Nice. Can take a first sip here. Okay, the flavor is there. It just isn't very aromatic. Oh, wow. That's actually stronger than I thought it would be.
This is a good version of Cherry Coke.
Yeah. For anyone,
I want to say that.
For anyone who likes the idea of a cherry cola but doesn't like Cherry Coke, IBC Black Cherry is pretty easy to get in North America.
I like this.
Yeah, it's pretty good. My dad, Black Cherry is one of my dad's favorite flavors, so I'll get this for him every now and then. He likes it. That cane sugar, they did not pull any punches with that cane sugar though. It is kind of almost the sticky sweet. I'm noticing, not in a bad way. It's not like
it emulates the fruit.
Yeah,
quite well.
Yeah, no, it is. This is you get cherry. Not like. It's almost like a mix between what a real cherry tastes like and what cherry candy tastes like. Like this is if you tasted this This is the missing link between real and fake cherry.
But what's the missing link between fake cherry and this?
Ooh. I would have to think about that.
And then what's the missing link between that and fake cherry?
Maraschino cherries are somewhere in there. I think this tastes more like a real cherry than a maraschino cherry, in my opinion.
Maraschino cherries don't taste like cherries at
No.
all.
No, they don't. They taste like sugar.
Are they even made from real cherries?
Yes,
Like,
they're cherries that have been bleached and dyed and sweetened.
That explains it.
Yep. It's kind of gross, but it's not enough to make me stop eating them straight from the jar.
Oh, that's disgusting.
And then you pour the syrup on your ice cream.
Oh,
So
God. Jesus Christ.
That's the best part of the sundae, when you pour the red cherry juice onto the whipped cream and it leaks down into the ice cream. Put some sprinkles on it.
Oh, Brian. Oh.
Now, the weirdest thing I do with my ice cream is sometimes I'll put a dusting of chocolate Ovaltine on it. Mostly just for color, but a little for flavor.
Alright.
It makes it look fancy because it looks like a nice cocoa powder, but it's just chocolate milk mix. Yeah, this is tasty though. I've just been sipping on this.
Yeah, pretty good stuff.
Yeah, I mean, if we have to put a little more descriptors in here, let me see. It's a. I think you put it best with it's a better cherry Coke.
Yeah, it's like actual emphasis on the cherry, unlike Coke, where it's just
here's Coke, but there's cherry in it.
Yeah, this is an actual cherry soda.
Yeah, I think cherry Pepsi comes a little close as well, but I still prefer this to either of them.
Cherry Pepsi?
Yeah, they make cherry Pepsi.
That's a thing?
Yeah, it's not as common a thing as cherry Coke. I think it's sometimes it might be seasonal. I don't think you can get it all the time.
What season?
I don't know. Actually, no. It's just my local grocery store only has it some of the time. Yeah, I think you can get it most of the time. It's not, like I said, it's not as common as cherry Coke. That's like a staple flavor of Coke is the cherry.
Yeah.
Pepsi's more just like, here's Pepsi. But yeah, this one it's very cherry flavor forward. Actually, I'm almost getting some tartness in there. Let me try and pick that out if I can.
Almost like a real cherry, you might say.
Yeah, like I said, this is closer to the real deal than most artificial flavors you'll get. I mean, it does still taste a little fake, but it's closer than most fake cherries.
Yeah.
Yeah, the tart's there, but it's kind of hard to pick out. I like that. I think I'm ready to start putting some numbers down for here.
All right.
Let's see, for the flavor on this, let me just get a little more here. Let me get a flavor on it. Flavor, let's see. I wouldn't give this any lower than a 7, but I'm wondering if I would give it even higher. I might, I'm going to give this an 8, like a real high, solid 8 on flavor on this, because I'm liking this.
I have to agree.
Yeah. This is like, I had memories of this soda, but like I said, I'm more familiar with their root beer, which is pretty great, a little above average. This I think is almost better because for me personally, because I've got way better root beers to compare IBC to, but I don't have that many better black cherry colas. And here's the thing, black cherry, which this is different from just cherry cola, and it's actually kind of hard to find black cherry colas. I seek them out for my dad whenever I go soda hunting, and there's a lot of black cherry cream sodas, which he hates because he doesn't like cream soda, and there's a lot of cherry sodas, but black cherry sodas are a little more rare. They're not quite niche because they're still kind of easy to find, but it's an odder flavor than you'd think. For some reason, like Virgil's makes a black cherry cream, but no black cherry soda. So IBC's black cherry is probably the easiest one to find.
Yeah, it's like the whole subset thing.
Mm-hmm.
Because you can find green apple a lot.
Yep.
Oh boy. Ah. Okay.
You're right there.
This is literally the first thing I'm putting on my body today.
Allegedly. Allegedly.
Allegedly. I have been up and active since
Many hours.
many hours.
Had your Wheaties. You're good.
I did not wake up when Brian called me to make sure the recording session was still on.
Not at
and
all.
I definitely did have breakfast before this.
I absolutely had faith in you.
But if I didn't have breakfast today, this would be the first thing I'm putting in my body.
And how well we'll get to that in a bit. Actually, I don't want to jump the gun. We'll get to that. Yeah, I mean, I guess the next thing we've addressed the flavor and the oddity of this flavor.
Yeah.
I guess we're gonna go to the balance and smoothness now.
Yeah.
Let me see. It's
very well balanced.
It is. There's not
just like a regular black cherry, not very smooth.
Yeah, no, the smoothness is not very smooth, but the way it's balanced, that's not a bad thing. It's
balanced much like the fruit.
Yeah, no, you get hit with a little bit of the tart with the sweet. I think it mellows out more to the sweet.
Yeah.
A little more. Like I'm just trying to remember, like Rainier cherries. I think they're Rainier cherries.
We actually have black cherries in the
fridge.
Damn. If you want me to run and grab you one.
Sure, if that's not a problem, we'll have a brief interlude. That's okay.
Actually, I'm very tired.
Never mind. Forget
I'm very tired from working all day.
Yep. Hard at
and
work.
Not because I just woke up.
that might be we might do a throwback bonus episode at some future date where we compare sodas to their real life counterparts.
Yeah.
Yeah. No promises in that, but I think that'd be a neat idea.
I'm very hesitant to bring food up here last time because I had to throw away 2 perfectly good peaches.
Oh no, I'm sorry about that.
Because you and Ian, God rest his soul, did not finish yours.
Ian, who is no longer with us, not actually dead, but he's no longer with us on the podcast. He might be back, but he's he didn't come back this week. This he didn't stick around for 2 weeks in a row.
Yeah, he did stick around for 2 weeks.
Yeah, he was there for 2 weeks. He waited 1 week so he could be there 2 weeks, but he didn't wait for a 3rd week.
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
I like Ian.
It's not like I just totally forgot to hit him up and see if he was available today or anything. But like I said, he'll probably be back. Yeah, but anyway.
My dead body. I know where this is going. You're trying to force me out. You've been taking those what are those online courses on audio editing?
I've got Audacity for Dummies on Kindle.
I know. I see the writing on the wall. You can't hide this from me.
Oh my gosh. Yep. Anyway, yeah, but flavor and balance. This is very similar to the real life counterpart. There is. I was about to say there's not a lot going on there, but that's wrong. There is a little bit going on here, more than a little bit. You've got the sweet and the tart. Let me see what order things kind of hit you in. For my taste buds, at least, you get first hit with the initial wave of the sweet, sticky cherry flavor with a little bit of tart that just shortly follows afterward. It's not enough to really take over anything, but it's enough to pick it back up so that you're not just feeling the sticky sweetness. And then it mellows out to, I think that's kind of like a cane sugar sweet finish.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Cane sugar, if you're not aware, I really think has its own finish as a sweetener. There's just a little bit. It's not quite a tingle, but it's
grainier.
Yeah,
it's a bit.
Grainy is the.
That's how you've described it in the past.
Yep, the grainy, the pocky feeling it gives you. It's got that cane sugar finish, but it's not unpleasant. It's not an overly sweetened one.
You can emulate the feeling by eating a spoonful of cane suger.
Exactly.
Although I do not recommend that for obvious reasons.
Yeah, that's not good. That's not good. But I think this is definitely above average. I think.
I'll give it a 6.
6. I think I'd go. Actually,
or maybe 7. I mean, it emulates nature very well.
Yeah, I was thinking 7 right off the bat. I just wanted to make sure that was really what I was going for. Yeah, this is definitely. It's a middle of the road 7. I don't know if I'd give it any higher, maybe lower. If it was if it was any worse, I'd give it definitely a 6. But this is, I'd say it's a decent 7. It is a respectable 7. for the balance and the smoothness of it.
That is, yep.
Yeah, which is going to bring us into drinkability, and this is where that bit I mentioned earlier comes in. So you allegedly have not had food today. How is this sitting in your stomach, having drank about 2/3 or 3/4 of one?
Some light distress,
Ooh.
clearly evident
Yep.
from the.
Yep.
But other than that, it's not particularly dense.
No, it's not bad. This is definitely a summer type drink. You want to have these in your fridge and pull one out when you're outside. You could walk around, maybe eat something that's not too heavy with this. Yeah, it's not bad. The root beer is very similar. It's not a super heavy root beer. It's a very light root beer. It used to be my go-to until I discovered better ones.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, so drinkability on this. This is definitely. It's a very drinkable soda here. I'm gonna probably give this one a 7 again.
7?
7, yeah.
Mm.
I think this is in terms of, it's very like middle of the front half of the bell curve.
I gotta call this 5.
5? Okay,
Yeah.
that's fair enough. Actually, yeah, you know what?
Nothing makes it particularly drinkable, so I'm gonna give it right average.
You know what? I'm actually thinking about that. I'm considering it. I still think it's above average, but I'm gonna lower it to a 6.
All right.
I'm gonna lower mine to a 6. I think, in my personal opinion, having drank a bunch of sodas that were not as drinkable as this, but also I had at least half a muffin and maybe some other things today. I forget exactly what I've eaten today. So I'm not on an empty stomach right now, but I'm gonna give this a solid 6 on drinkability. I could probably drink 2 or 3 of these at a party, and you know me, as I'm legally obliged to tell you, I can't burp to relieve pressure in my stomach, so that's saying a lot about this. So I'm gonna rest easy on that 6. You okay there?
Wow. That sip burned my throat.
Oof. Ooh.
Another thing to note, actually, is that these weren't very chilled when we got them.
No, that is a good point.
They
I had them in a fridge for about an hour or so.
But, like, now that they're lukewarm,
Yeah.
or not lukewarm, like ambient temperature,
Yeah.
the drinkability doesn't go down.
No.
I could drink this just as easily had it been chilled.
Absolutely, yeah. I think the sweetness comes out a little more.
And I think that plays to its strengths.
Yeah. Actually, the tartness, it's like the flavor's kind of getting reduced down a little bit. Not less flavor, but it's like it's reducing down to more flavor.
Yeah.
I think as it warms up. Like I'm picking up the tart even more now that it's warmed. I don't think I had that. Yeah. The longer this sits out and the closer I get to the bottom, I think the more of the tart I'm picking up. It kind of it's starting to blend in with that cane sugar finishing. So it's that is not unpleasant actually. That is.
I will say I still preferred it chilled.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
absolutely. I don't think I could drink more than one of these warm. But it's not bad. I'm not complaining at all. This could be much worse warm.
Yeah. I'm going to go ahead and finish mine.
Same.
I believe that's the perfect transition into final scores.
Absolutely, yeah. Well, for mine, I think everything. I wouldn't give the weighting to any individual part of this. Maybe more into the flavor and
Yeah.
and other things.
Yeah.
So I'm probably going to give this one a really high 7 for my final. I don't think it's even hard for me to think about this. This is very like middle of the above average road. It's not middle of the road. It's of all the great sodas. This is middle of the great sodas. 75th percentile.
I like this. I mean, it's
good.
It's black cherry done right.
It's also cheap. It's like $4 for a 4-pack.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's great.
They used to sell them in 6-packs, but they downgraded to a 4-pack around the same time that they downgraded the bottles. But the soda itself has not changed. It still is just as good.
Should we be considering price, like value, into our equations?
We
have not been.
We haven't yet. We might want to. Just so you're aware, the average sodas here, anything that I mention as being sold in a multi-pack, 4 or 6, anything that has a box that comes in, those are usually go for about $1.50 a soda, give or take, or about $1 a soda for some of the other ones. Some of the ones that I buy individually for instance, like the Route 66 lime, things like that.
$2, right?
Yeah, about $2. A craft soda around these parts, Northern Virginia, goes for about $2 individually. That's consistent between Ace Hardware, Rocket Fizz. The only places where it's not are places like a specialty candy store. Like I think at Lolly and Pops, it's like $3.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, no, they put a premium on it because they don't realize that, or they're counting on people not realizing they can go other places for it. Yeah, but yeah, so we haven't really discussed price much. It's not a huge factor because soda, even the most expensive soda, is still cheaper than most beer.
And soda will never topple the greatest drink of all, water.
Oh yeah, no, that's absolutely true. Water, truly the one great fluid.
So yeah, you give it a
Give it a last
7.
Yeah, I'm
I'll
gonna
have to
say
agree with you.
Yeah,
This
7.
was very well done.
This is nice.
I can't believe how close they got the actual black cherry flavor.
Yeah, it's good, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'll have to track down a couple other ones just to recommend because I can't remember all the black cherries I've had. I had this one.
Oh, Jesus Christ, 43 grams of sugar?
Oh my god.
I'm feeling a bit more energetic after finishing this. And then I realize it's all the sugar headed into my blood.
Oh wow. Yeah, I wish I had Ian here so you could talk about that. He probably would be reacting in some way when he saw that much.
That's super high.
Oh wow.
That is... You made a comment about only wanting to drink one of these.
Yeah.
I think you drink one of these, and that is your daily intake of sugar right there.
Yeah, I am also feeling more alert. I'm not hyper because that's not really a thing, but I'm ready to talk more now than I was earlier.
Had this been the only thing I have drunk today, this would have given me quite the boost.
So that's another thing to put out there. If sugar intake is a concern of yours,
this is not the soda for you.
No, but if you are hypoglycemic, this is the drink for you. if you need your sugar, or if you just think fuck my body, this is pretty great, honestly.
Oh boy.
Oh wow.
So I guess that leads us to the final segment. Now I'm feeling scared because this is a legitimate contender.
This is
for the Battle Royale King of the Hill.
This is where we reach the problem because, like we've addressed previously, it's been a while since we actually drank our reigning champion, Swamp Pop Satsuma Fizz. So I don't know if what we say here should be taken totally without a grain of salt here.
I'm still gonna say Satsuma Fizz. It got the higher overall score.
I will as well.
We drank it so fast.
Yeah, I will as well. Although part of me is wondering if this had been chilled properly, if it would have been a closer finish.
I want to point out we didn't chill Satsuma Fizz either. We drank it with ice.
That's a good point. So it was slightly even diluted when we drank it. This was uncut, and the flavor was there. So I think I agree with you. I would say Satsuma Fizz is still the reigning champion, but consider that it has been, I can't put a number on how long it's been, but it has been quite some time since we drank it last. So
we can always do what's it called? Crap, what's it called?
Are we revisiting it?
Yeah, revisit mid-season break.
Yeah,
an interlude.
Because this is really close, so we might end up just getting another bottle of Satsuma Fizz, pouring out a couple little Dixie cups of that, and then just doing head-to-heads with other ones that we think are really good.
Yeah.
See, like this one, I would definitely compare this one head-to-head with Satsuma Fizz.
This one top 3 so far.
Yeah, I don't know what my other top 3 would be just off of memory. I'd have to look back at the bottle caps and remember what I thought about them. But
no, I think this is definitely number 2. This is the strongest competitor.
Yes, I agree with that. It is a very nice. There is some artificial in there, but it feels like a natural flavor. Yeah. Obviously the artificial is usually just to balance things out and make sure that it's not going to go bad on you.
Yeah.
I've drank sodas that are just like almost entirely naturally flavored, and they were not as smooth.
Yeah.
There was this one, I cannot remember for the life of me what the brand was. I think I wrote about it, or at least took a photo of the bottle a long time ago. but I think one of the ingredients was like cherry or grape skins.
What?
Which was interesting. Like not
like were they processed?
Solid. Yeah, processed, like liquefied and extracted from there. It was like grape skin extract.
Ooh.
So it was like really specific, and it was interesting, but I wouldn't call it great. It was weird. Things start to dehomogenize a little bit.
Oh, you know how I feel about my homogenization.
Yeah, but anyways, that's what a little bit of artificial flavor goes a long way in keeping things consistent. It's a necessary sacrifice for quality, I think.
I mean, it's sad. The strongest contender to Satsuma Fizz has been Mountain Dew Baja Blast since. That just proves. That just proves how much of a gap there is between craft sodas and mass-produced ones.
Yeah.
Do you think they're closing that gap?
I don't know. It's
I think our highest scoring sodas thus far have been Satsuma Fizz.
Yep.
Coke Peach.
Yep.
And Mountain Dew Baja Blast.
Yep. All of which I'm trying to remember.
Like 2 of the top 3 have been mass-produced sodas, and the craft sodas have all been. They've been swinging up in individual categories, punching above their weight class, but they just for some reason they don't have the perfect.
They're more niche.
They are.
They're more niche. If you're into niche things, if you're into indie film and indie music and indie games,
you might as well get into indie drink.
Indie drinks, craft sodas are the ones for you. But we should also point out that things like Coke Peach, that is within it, that is a specialty flavor. So it's not like basic Coke, where it's super mass produced. That's I don't think that would contend at all. But when a big company does something different, that's when it gets really good. When you've got the resources and experience of 100-plus-year-old soda brewing company, and you try to do something different with that, then if they get it right, it's going to be really good. And they've got the teams to make it right.
Yeah, we would not be saying the same thing about regular Coke and regular Mountain Dew.
No. While I enjoy both of those, I don't think they would have a chance in hell at making the top 5 on this list.
Yeah. Oh, God, don't get me started on Coke.
Oh, my God, yep.
That thing is just... this might be heresy. I'm going to rate Coke lower than Sprite. I gave Sprite a perfect 5.
Yeah, what's your criteria for putting Coke below Sprite?
Well, I mean, the Coca-Cola company probably doesn't care because it's the same company.
Yeah.
But Coke is just so fizzy, burns my throat more than normal.
Yep.
More than what I think is necessary. It's so foamy when you try to pour it out in a glass. Just massive bubbles, especially if you pour it over ice. Mm-hmm. My God, the bubbles take so long to disperse when they're chilled.
I should point out that that is a trait that is smiled upon in root beer, but root beer doesn't burn your throat the same way that Coke does. So root beer does it differently. Root beer, it really is more of a foam versus just gaseous bubbles that are there to hurt you.
It's so carbonated.
Yeah.
I don't know how they do it, but they do it.
I mean, it's great if you have a stomachache or something like that, but But then there's the flavor that all gets to you.
Oh yeah, the flavor is so heavy. It lingers in your mouth and gives that really bad aftertaste.
Yeah.
Which you want to wash it out with more Coke. But then it just starts the vicious cycle all over again.
Now, have you paid attention at all to the appearance of name brand sodas in pop culture? Like movies, TV shows, things like that?
Yeah.
I was noticing some trends between Coke and Pepsi. I forget what it was. Coke appeared in certain types of movies that I saw, and Pepsi was appearing in other types of movies that I saw. And then I saw one movie that had both Coke and Pepsi in it. I believe it was the original Total Recall movie. Actually featured Coke and Pepsi at different points.
Huh.
But I noticed that Pepsi seems to be the official drink of the Fast Zombie Apocalypse, as it is featured prominently early on in 28 Days Later, and just an odd product placement toward the end of World War Z.
Huh.
So 2 very well-known Fast Zombie movies feature Sprite. No, not Sprite. Fuck, Pepsi. Feature Pepsi. And then Coke appeared in some, like, I think Coke appears in not post-apocalyptic, but dystopian futures. Because obviously it was in, I just said this, Total Recall. And I believe Blade Runner was the other one that features Coke prominently in one scene. The original Blade Runner.
Oh, I thought you just meant like their logos, because that stuff's everywhere.
Oh, yeah.
You can't avoid it.
Yeah, but like obviously the actual real life soda companies will pay to have their logo put into the movies, and I've noticed that why do I keep saying Sprite instead of Pepsi? Pepsi appears in some movies, Coke appears in slightly different movies, but then both of them converged in Total Recall, and just the part of me that latches onto weird details found this amusing.
I think you're finding patterns where there are none.
Oh, I'm aware of this. I'm aware that this is totally unintentional. It's just a funny coincidence that I've noticed that Pepsi is the drink of the zombie apocalypse and Coke is the drink of dystopian futures.
We should look into this. This is promising.
If there's already a conspiracy theory about this, I will cite my sources and link to it somehow.
Ah, boy. But back to the topic at hand.
IBC Black Cherry. This is really nice.
Did not dethrone Satsuma Fizz.
Nope. Couldn't do it. Couldn't do it. As good as this was, I don't think it was quite good enough.
I think this is again first legitimate contender.
Yes.
So this is very
strong
good.
One. Now I know that this is an existing brand, but I wouldn't. Let's see. I wouldn't necessarily call this a mass-produced one though. I mean, it is bottled en masse, but it is still, even though it's a 99-year-old brand, I think it's still pretty niche. I mean, I think RC Cola even gets referenced more than IBC.
Huh.
I didn't really even know about it till I was in my late childhood, early teens. I think I was like 9 or 10 when I first had it. But it's good, and it was the root beer I had. The root beer is their main drink. So IBC Black Cherry is like it's the subset of what is a niche but still strong and probably I'm sure this has a cult following. Anyone who knows what IBC is will speak highly of IBC. You don't have someone that's like, oh yeah, IBC, I hate that drink. You know, it's not big enough to have hate. You either like it or you don't drink it.
Oh my god, just IBC is so close to ICP.
And IBS also.
IBC, yeah, you and me. Is that how it goes? I don't
know.
I don't know how Insane Clown Posse goes, but man, those people, they're crazy. They're a hybrid street gang.
According to the FBI, at least, yeah.
Do you think IBC has that kind of following?
Oh, maybe
People dressing up as clowns, rushing the streets, going IBC.
Oh I'll have to ask my Juggalo affiliated friends and see what they have to say about it.
IBC should be the official drink of the ICP.
Yeah, fuck Faygo. Let's drink IBC instead. There's nothing against Faygo as a drink, just as a concept of its affiliation with FBI identified gang, Insane Clown Posse.
They're hybrid street gangs. Use the proper term.
There we go. I apologize.
I believe there's a lawsuit currently in the works.
Yeah, there was a demonstration in Washington a few months ago. Some friends of mine actually were there. A buddy of mine fist bumped one of the band members. Wait, actually.
In support of or against?
In support of Juggalos to not be recognized as gang members. You know, it's for people who like have kids or are trying to get jobs and just happen to be fans of this band. So what if I have a face tattoo of a clown with a butcher knife? I should be allowed to get a job.
So what if I'm a male prostitute, a juggalo?
I don't support calling everyone who considers themselves a juggalo a gang member. I don't know how we got on this, but also
IBC
IBC is similar to ICP.
Yeah, no, that was a weird tangent.
Fun fact that That was also on the same day of a legitimate neo-Nazi rally on Washington, like
wow.
a white nationalist movement was trying to mean. There was all these thoughts that it was going to be a fight, like there were all these posters like Insane Clown Posse versus Nazis one night only, but
Wait, don't they have like the white face paint? The
yeah,
icy?
yeah. Which fun fact apparently is the best way to avoid facial recognition software. Apparently it just can't track all the contours and stuff that you put on.
Well, yeah, the light would all.
Yeah,
reflect.
so it just messes up. But yeah, but it ended up being it was incredibly peaceful actually. Everyone there was just like super nice apparently, and yeah, the best part was the bunch of clowns completely overshadowed the white nationalists. Like almost nobody showed up. So that was a win.
We'll take them where we can get them.
Yeah, I never thought I'd side with ICP over anything, but that was the one.
I want to go out and get myself a juggalo in support of ICP.
Do you mean gigolo or juggle?
I don't fucking know.
I can't remember.
Which is the one? Okay, which is the prostitute and which is the ICP fan?
I think gigolos are male prostitutes and
Okay.
juggalos are fans of ICP.
All right.
There was speaking of band acronyms, I saw there was an article. I didn't read the article, but I saw a headline for an article about this one band telling people when they're naming their bands, make sure you know what the acronym's gonna be. And this was from Jimmy Eat World, so JEW. They were like, yeah, make sure you know what your band's acronym is before you brand yourself.
Oh crap! What's our acronym? On the season finale, we now regret all our naming choices. What is our acronym?
We're PC. We're very PC.
Oh, yeah, we are
We're
PC.
very PC.
We are PC. Except for the last episode, where we were not PC.
PC ASB.
Now, I want to take some time out at the end of this episode. We're wrapping up. And I would like to address our comments we made last episode.
Which ones were these again? Were these the totally neutral
Yes.
affiliation?
Yes.
Our 100% neutral stance on Israel?
Yeah. Israel and Palestine.
Yes, Israel and Palestine, the whole region.
We had a provocative guest on. His name is Ian. What's his last name?
Murphy.
We had Ian Murphy on. Ian Murphy's views do not reflect the views of this show and the two people on it.
All personal opinions listed outside of the show are not the show's official stance as well. Not that I have any.
Mossad, please.
Don't kill us.
Please. I saw what you did to Adolf Eichmann. I don't want that to happen to myself. We're begging you. We have families.
Fun fact, a friend of mine actually just got home from Israel like last week or the week before. She'd been living there a year teaching English out there. So I got to catch up with her.
I met her.
Yeah.
You're teaching her how to drive.
Yes.
Fun fact, they do not have cars in Israel.
This is a statement of fact, not an opinion.
Mossad, please, it was a joke. Please. I'm begging you, we'll drink more Doc Browns.
Oh my god.
We'll give Doc Browns a higher score, please.
We'll have a separate Hebrew segment.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Oh wow. Well, this has been a lot of fun though.
Yeah, no, it's a good dark cherry soda.
Yeah.
Getting back on topic.
Yep, this whole podcast has been a lot of fun. I want to personally thank Jonathan here for kicking my ass and making me actually do this shit. I think you sent me a text one day like, "Hey, Brian, let's actually do this thing for real." And that was what did it.
I mean, okay, you keep talking about it.
Yeah.
I've been hearing this spiel for over almost a year now.
Pretty much.
And I'm thinking, what will get this man to shut up about his stupid podcast that will never get off the ground because he has no initiative.
Yeah, this is true. This is absolutely true.
Yeah.
I crit failed that role.
For those of you, I believe we've referenced this paper-based game before, but that was a reference to the hit game franchise by Wizards of the Coast, Dragons and Dungeons.
By Guy Gary Gax.
Yeah.
Yeah, we both used to be in the same group that was led by my brother. I think that's how I got to know you a little better.
Yeah. We should play again sometime.
Someday, yeah. I've had my fill of D&D for a bit more. I was in 2 groups at the same time, meeting on back-to-back days, and that proved to be a little much.
Yeah, with your brother, right?
Yeah, my brother. Yeah, we both lived with my brother. We were driving like 45 minutes out to a friend of family's basement, and then the next one would be just at our place.
No, but we've dragged this out for too long.
Yeah.
Oh man, I think we spent a good 20 minutes talking about the soda, and then the other 20 now has just been on tangents.
That's how it goes. We're trying to bring you some culture, trying to give you some culture with your pop.
So some of that ICP culture relating to that IBC soda.
There you go. Yeah, we're
bringing it back. Bookend it.
There we go.
All right.
There we go.
Yeah.
I think we should call it quits.
For real this time.
Yeah, if you actually listened to an episode and you're actually hearing this, thank you.
Thank you.
Why?
It's been a good 10 episode run. Season 1 is done.
Yep.
We're gonna take a 3-week hiatus. And prepare for season 2. Although there might be some bonus content, no promises. It's going to be a very busy week for the 2 of us.
To very much date this episode, when this episode comes out, we will be exhibiting at a Northern Virginia Lego convention at the Dulles Expo Center, known as Brick Fair. It's a lot of fun. It's my 9th year there. It's your first year, right?
Yes.
Yeah, but for anyone interested in Lego, who also happens to live in Northern Virginia and see this on the day it comes out, swing by.
I think door tickets were what?
15, I think.
15?
15 bucks.
15 for the day?
Yeah, 15 for the day.
Yeah.
It's family friendly. It's pretty great. Great.
Yeah.
Yeah. Totally unrelated plug right there.
Nominate me for a Bricky trophy.
Yep.
Don't nominate Brian.
Nope, don't deserve it.
We are not in competing categories, but I still don't want him to feel any kind of support. I've been Jonathan Dwan.
And I've been Brian Lint.
And this is the end of the inaugural season of the Pop Culture Podcast.
See ya.